Sam Shorty Daniels has a plan for her senior year, but her romantic life being a hot mess was not part of the agenda. Shorty quickly discovers she's not attracted to her newest boyfriend and fellow marching band member Zach, despite her many hours of daydreaming of what it would be like to date him. Their previous flirting had been so intense that those feelings have to come back again, right? When she's asked to show the snarky new girl around high school, Shorty's instantly intrigued by Christie's wit, and they bond over their love of writing. They quickly become inseparable, and Shorty has a breakthrough moment realizing why none of her other relationships worked out. Just as she is about to break up with Zach, her bitter ex-boyfriend Brian threatens to out her to the entire school and Shorty's conservative parents. Will she be able to overcome Brian's ridiculous blackmail scheme and get her dream girl? Hello everyone, and welcome once again to the Heir's Lair. I'm your host, Jonathan Taylor. In today's video, as the title has already given away, I am doing an art review once again, and the art this time is not any of my typical genre fare, but a queer contemporary YA romance. The debut of Diane Billis. I assume I am pronouncing that name correctly. A book called Does Love Always Win? The TLDW for this review is, the book is fine. It has a surprisingly large cast of characters that it manages to juggle quite well, almost effortlessly. The plot in and of itself is quite basic, however, there are plenty of other elements within the book that are bound to attract and hold the young audience's attention. What are these other elements? Well, that's what I'll describe in the rest of this video. The main plot of this book follows Sam Daniels, nicknamed Shorty, from her high school senior year, i.e. the last year of her high school, from its first day all the way to the homecoming dance. As someone who didn't go to high school in the USA, my only frame of reference in regards to how long that is comes from context clues from the book, and I assume it's about 2 months. People who have been to high school in the USA, feel free to correct me on that. On her first day of senior year, she is tasked with showing new girl Christy the ropes so that she can find her way within her new school, and also enters into an official relationship with Zach, a guy she's had a crush on since forever, and with whom, for various reasons up until now, she could not enter a relationship with. Over time, she realizes that her relationship with Zach isn't what she expected it to be, and realizes she might be better off away from him, or at least not in a relationship with him. It is at that moment that Shorty's ex-boyfriend and the quarterback of the high school's football team, Brian, comes into the picture and initiates a blackmailing ploy against her. There is a lot about this plot I am not mentioning because spoilers. However, given this is a queer contemporary book, I think you can tell that what I'm leaving out mostly has to do with a social angst as well as queer angst. That is completely fine. I think there are lots of stories you can tell from that from that starting point or with that premise. However, I don't think the book itself is really effective when it comes to relaying or showcasing the potential plots, because really everything about this plot and about its complications stem from the characters themselves being short-sighted and shallow. There aren't really any important secondary characteristics or aspects or factors that in any way influence or exacerbate the drama these people find themselves in. If I were in the same high school class, then I would have just like I would have looked at them and thought that their mistakes had simply caught up with them again, and rolled my eyes and cursed them under my breath, all the while wondering why my life was still as boring as it was, or as it would be. Because yeah, high school screws everyone over, just in different ways. That being said, and as I've alluded to in the TLDW, the character work for this book is done somewhere between quite good and very good. There are 8 characters that the book intends its readers to follow, along with a slew of secondary or perhaps tertiary characters, and all of them are given their own moment to shine, and they all have enough details about them to where you understand where it is that they are actually coming from. That comes not necessarily in how their baseline personalities is presented, but more in the relationships they have towards each other, and how these relationships help either reveal or inculcate various aspects of these these characters. And I have to say, it is very competently done, and I'm very impressed by the fact that Diane was this proficient within this field. When it comes to other aspects of the story, however, she still has a little bit of growing to do. Of particular note, I'll mention the world building, which is somewhat lopsided. The staging of this story, which is how the singular locations within the setting are described. Well, that is done quite well, and there are various other aspects about the way the actual town is presented that do reveal a lot about who these characters are and where it is that they are coming from, and the various things they do or are revealed to do with the with the positions they have in society do give them a certain degree of charm, if I may say so myself. But beyond that, however, there is not a lot to this world. There isn't a lot of interactivity that springs to life between the high school itself, between the setting itself and the people inhabiting it. A lot of the setting really comes across as just these just the place where where Diane wanted her characters to fool around and do stupid mistakes in. But otherwise, it doesn't really jump out at me or come to life in ways other locations I've read have. Overall, while I am at best neutral towards this plot, various other aspects of this book have managed to hold my attention and are bound to are bound to be engaging for a variety of other readers as well. This is however more of a comfort read rather than a serious TM piece of literature. My final rating for Does Love Always Win is a 3 out of 5. And that was my review. Thank you for your attention. If you enjoyed it, well then please leave a like, maybe even share this video where you think other people will like it as well. If you have anything you'd like to add to the book or to my review of it, well that's what the comment section is for. And if you want to see when my next book gets released, well then please subscribe. And ideally also ring the bell or do whatever else YouTube will ask of you in order to keep you notified. My own debut, Heir to the Empire: The Next Generation, is available at most major book retailers under the master link in the description down below. Right past all of my social media links, which I also suggest you check out should you choose to. I also have a Patreon listed down there in case you want to support me more directly and maybe also receive perks such as early access to videos and scripts. Until next time, I am Jonathan Taylor and this has been the Heir's Lair.